Let me tell you guys something. As an African American woman, the best compliment, like I'm talking sends my ego through the roof, is when someone looks at me and goes, "Oh my God, you're African. Where are you from?" African people are beautiful. They're top tier. They're gorgeous. If only, I wish I knew. I mean, obviously I am, but I wish I knew where and when. I wish. So to be called a goddess in real life.
Question for African talk or people from, Africa, whatever. Where do I look like I come from? Like, who do I look like? People used to always say that I look like I was mixed or something like that. And that mostly had to do with my hair. And I think because it's kind of little features, like I got a tiny nose. And even though I got little pucker lips, they're still small, probably high cheekbones. I really don't know. But then I did my ancestral DNA years ago, and I'm like more African than most Black Americans. I'm like 93%, 94% African, which is exciting. I love it, whatever. But when you see me, because I always see people on here and like, oh yeah, girl, I could tell you was Nigerian as soon as I looked at you. Now, I don't know where I'm from, besides the ancestry stuff, which is kind of that. Where do it look like I come from?
Welcome family, welcome back to African Beast. Today we travel across Africa, across time, and across the Atlantic to find the hidden tribes behind Black Americans' ancestry.
My whole life people have told me that I don't look Nigerian, so I decided to do a DNA ancestry test to find out the truth. Let me show you what I found. So I was very happy when I saw these results. As you can see, I am 99.9% African, 99.4% Nigerian, and the other part is Ghanaian, Liberian, and Sierra Leonean. So I was very, very happy with this result. But
many of us are Igbo, Fulani, Chamba, Yoruba, Bundu, and more. This is history you won't hear in school. This is our story. The story of survival, greatness, and pride. They often say Africans sold Africans. That line is used to shame us. But let's be real. Every empire enslaved its own. The Spartans, the Vikings, even Europe in the Holocaust. Yet no one repeats that to divide them. What they don't say is this. Kingdoms like Mali, Ashanti, and Congo were torn apart by European demand. Slavery wasn't just chains. It was destruction. Nations fell, tribes divided. And the scars still shape us today. The Chamba lived in Nigeria and Cameroon. They were attacked by Fulani jihad in the 18th century and 19th centuries. Many fled the mountains, but they didn't only run, they fought back. They formed guerrilla groups. They raided slave merchants. That spirit of resistance, it may live on Black American. The Wolof of Senegal and Mali once built a strong empire, but wars and jihad weakened them. Many became victims of slavery, others became merchants. Today, traces of Wolof ancestry still shape Black Muslim identity in America. The Abron, from Ghana, Ivory Coast, and Burkina Faso, lived in the Gold Coast region. Many were enslaved in Jamaica. They were called Coromantes. The famous Maroon warriors who fought the British carried that Abron blood. The Fulani are one of the largest groups. Nomads spread from Senegal to Cameroon. They embraced Islam early. Leaders like Osman Dan Fodio launched jihad. Some Fulani were slave raiders, but many were also enslaved. Famous Fulani like Omar ibn Said, Abdul Rahman ended up in America. So yes, Fulani blood lands deep in the diaspora. The Mende, also known as the Mandika, built a vast empire. Archaeology shows they built the first stone towns in West Africa. They raided coastlines. They mixed with other tribes. They spread their influence. That resilience, That strength echoes in us today. The Fawn of Benin created the Dahomey Kingdom. The Amazon women warriors inspired Black Panther. They too were victims and merchants of slavery, but their culture survived. In Haiti, in Cuba, in Brazil, Form spirituality became Vadum. It became Santeria. Their legacy is alive wherever black people resist erasure. The Bakongo of Central Africa were among the first to meet the Portuguese. Many were shipped to Brazil. The Igbo from Nigeria made up to 13% of Africans enslaved in America. They resisted fiercely. The story of Igbo landing, where captives walked into the sea rather than accept slavery, is still told today. The Yoruba of Nigeria and Benin carried culture wherever they went, from Cuba to Brazil to Louisiana. Yoruba religions and art survived. Today, Yoruba traditions are practiced worldwide. And the Bundu of Angola, they were the backbone of Portuguese slave trade. So many were taken to Brazil. That Bundu ancestry remains the largest African root in South America today. What do we see in these stories? Yes, there is pain, there is betrayal, but we also see greatness, warriors, builders, visionaries, survivors. So when they say African sold African, remember it wasn't that simple. It was war, it was desperation, it was manipulation. Every empire has its blood. But today, we can choose unity. We can learn. We can unlearn. We can see love in the middle of pain. The Igbo, the Yoruba, the Chamba, the Fulani, the Mende, the Fon, the Wolof, the Abron, the Bakongo, the Bundu, they all live in us. Thank you for watching. Let me know what you think about today's episode. And of course, if you're watching us for the first time, please don't forget to support this channel by subscribing. Until we meet next time, peace, love, and harmony.